Oh, you see, I don't even know what just happened. Oh, that was the okay. That was the okay. Hey,
And I just now seen the message.
huh,
I said, and I just now seen the message pop up because
Matt?
I was like in a trance with the music. It was kind of soothing.
I didn't know what was going on. I was like, yo, like this girl gonna be so mad.
And I was up here like,
Yeah, yo, like what's going on? But yeah, welcome to the Jacksonian. Today we got JoLee here. Y'all make sure y'all say Lee. She don't like the JoLee and nothing like that.
that
But
part.
um, JoLee, you want to tell them a little bit about yourself, some of your interests, and just a little bit about you. What do you do?
Okay, doke. Hello, it is the beautifully untamed dame herself, JoLee, the name, and I am here with you all to have a little bit of unfoolish chattery or whatever. I am a theater slash mass comm graduate of Jackson State University, and I pretty much dibble and dabble of everything that is creativity, if you will. So, without further ado, we can get into it.
Let's get into it. So actually, the name Unfoolish came from JoLee. She wanted to call it this based on the questions that we have. So what Unfoolish is, it's just another rendition of the fan mail. So with fan mail, what we do is we have special guests on, which is JoLee. She come on, we tell our email subscribers, followers, whatever you want to call them, like, hey, got this guest coming on. Um, Ask any questions that you want to be, solved. And so um, today, most of the topics are about relationships, dates, going on dates, but not the traditional, not the who splits the bill, the cliche. This is more, I think, is a more of an insight. So, of deeper things in relationships. So, JoLee,
Mhm.
do you feel like social media has ruined the dating stages? Everything seems to be about financial gain instead of love. I blame celebrities like Meg, Cardi, and Saweetie. That was the first question that someone asked.
Okay, so first things first, I don't think that all of the blame can ever be put in just one place because at the end of the day, we as human beings choose to open up social media and view what we want to view and do what we want to do with it, such as react how we choose to react with it. And also, the mindset of materialism is nothing new. So honestly, if you want to blame anyone, the blame more so comes from generations before us. While, they have paved a lot of the way for us to have a lot of positive change and a lot of excess and things that we would not have if it was not for their hard work and such. However, there are a lot of mistakes that older generations made, such as putting too much power in certain things, and not such as the government, such as celebrities, such as materialistic things, and not understanding the personal power that we as not only human beings but also spiritual beings have within ourselves. So it's really a matter of us recognizing the pros and cons of every situation, such as social media, because while social media has some negative messages, there are a lot of pages, a lot of outlets, a lot of news outlets also that do offer good news, inspirational news, things that combat the materialistic mindset and the toxic relationship, ride or die, get the bag, city girl summer, all of that, that combat it. It's just a matter of you recognizing your standard, basically, and going after that. Treat yourself how you want to be treated.
I like that. So do you feel like, um, how do you feel about people? blaming the musicians for a lot of the ways that we think as adults or even teenagers. Do you think that falls on that should fall on our role models, or is that a parent thing,
Well,
household type thing?
it honestly goes both ways to me, and I'm saying that as an artist, I
Hmm.
do feel like we as artists are inevitably public figures because what we do requires public feedback. What we create, we have to show to people, and it's the audience responsibility to give feedback in order for us to expand our point of view and expand our craft, expand our ability to do what we do. So just as much it is the responsibility of artists and public figures to be cognizant and aware and thoughtful of what they put out and how the public will perceive it. It's also the public's responsibility to not get their identity so wrapped up in the content that they start monkey seeing, monkey doing. Like, have an identity of your own so that you're able to take what's necessary for you and use it like on some make the money, don't let it make you type shit.
Hmm.
Take
Yep.
the wisdom and use it. Don't let it just swallow you up and just think that you have to dumb yourself down or do what everybody else is doing just because everybody else is doing it. 9 times out of 10, you can start a whole new wave.
Okay. Okay. So we're gonna stay in this ballpark. Um, the next question someone asked was: Women have successfully made being masculine a crime. They seem to only want it when it benefits them. Could you discuss this topic on the show?
Mhm.
So I guess a lot of it is probably stemming from just every time a man feels like this is what a man is supposed to do. Um, Women come and say, "No, this is wrong. Masculine is toxic. Being masculine is toxic." Um, and a lot of guys do not like that because they feel like being feminine is the wave, and they feel like it's taking some of our young guys um, on the other side and just all of that. I mean, being a guy, this is the stuff I heard. This is why I can
Mhm.
elaborate
Mhm.
because I hear it all the time in our community. So,
Of course.
what you think about that?
Um, this is something that I actually have a conversation about quite often. But honestly, that is one of those things that older generations have kind of dropped the ball on. Being so black or white about everything, you have to be either this or that about everything. And when in actuality, like I just said, we are not only human beings but spiritual beings. So as spiritual beings, we are composed of both masculine and feminine energy, and we need to know how to balance them both out in order to be happy and at peace in life ultimately. So with that being said, I think that certain people hear certain things kind of how they want to hear it, if you will. I feel like those feelings are valid coming from young men of this generation where women have a lot more rights than they used to. However, oh my gosh. However, a lot of things are really parallel. Now, this is it's one of those questions, so it's bound to get a little bit deep. So, honestly, there is research that has been done, and there's a book called Brainwashed by Tom Burrell. And in that book, he talks about how white women and black men have the commonality of being both oppressed and privileged at the same time, which makes it accessible for them to be able to weaponize their privilege and their oppression against other people. So, for example, white women are women. So society, historically, societal wise, that puts them and women in general on a lower totem pole of men, especially white men. So like to this day we don't get paid the same. Um Women practically have to jump through hoops with their job and keep certain things a secret to risk not getting fired and things of that nature, just to have a period or just to have babies and things of that nature. And men don't have to go through that. Now you do have another level where black men are, they have this image of being dangerous. Society propaganda has painted them in a picture of being dangerous, something to be feared. Therefore, of course, you're black, you're in a state of being oppressed. That's pretty much self-explanatory. However, because you are above, as a black man, you are above black women, and white women are directly above you. So think of it in like a staircase manner or a domino effect. White men oppress white women who oppress black men who then take that out on black women. Is it making sense so far? You with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Mm-hmm. So you take all of that in together and you have it where white women have this imagery, they call it white fragility, if you will, where it's okay for them to be vulnerable and cry and weep and moan and all of that. And often they use that to oppress other people while they are also oppressed for being that. So you then wrap all of that up into black men being taught that showing any type of emotion that is not anger or violence and all of that, you take that type of conditioning and you have a whole lot of people who then are walking around with all of this suppressed and repressed emotion and memories, because you're really not dealing with anything, you're really not processing anything. And a lot of men, black men in particular, end up bringing that home and taking it out on their women. Now you then have black women who are socially conditioned to ride or die for black men. And in a general consensus, if you take it back historically also, legally, women were worthless without a man. They could not work, they could not go to school, so they needed a man to survive, literally. And it was legal for those men to beat their ass if they got out of line in any way, shape, or form. On top of the fact of emotion in general and being vulnerable has been demonized so much, let alone being a woman and we are supposed to be emotional. And people have demonized that so much. So you have men who don't know how to respond to a woman expressing even the simplest of emotion. And you also have a whole lot of men who don't know how to take rejection, who don't know how to take no for an answer for whatever the case may be, if you will. So you then just have, and then if we go into it, while it's not legal for men to abuse women anymore, it's still easy for men to get away with it, as history has shown, as the Me Too movement has shown. You can literally type it in Google right now. Just ask the question, how common is it for men to get away with abuse against women? And then type in against black women. And you will literally just see articles upon articles upon articles showing you women getting beat at the gas station just for saying, nah, I'm good, I don't feel like talking. So when we say toxic masculinity, we're not saying that being masculine is toxic. We're not saying that protecting and providing is toxic. We're not saying that communicating what you want and need and this and that, putting your foot down, is toxic. We're saying stop attacking us for expressing simple emotion. We're saying stop trying to control us. We're saying stop putting your fucking hands on us.
Real,
that's
real.
that's what we're saying. We're saying learn how to express your emotion and be okay with expressing and processing your emotions in more ways than just anger, in more ways than just materialistic, in more ways than just sex. Open your mind up to doing some new shit and thinking a different way. That's what we're saying.
Okay.
Did that answer the question thoroughly?
Hey, I think when he see it, he gonna it's gonna be more than enough for him.
Indeed.
I mean, just my stance on it. I feel like kind of like what you was touching on. As a guy, we got that familiarity type complex. It's like we like doing what is normal for us. Change is not something that a lot of guys like. If you dated me before, uh, you know how it can probably be with us. Like as far as just being stagnant a little bit in growth, in personal growth. Sometimes a lot of us are not like hyper like intuitive. A lot of us are just out here trying to impress the other guys out here. So a lot of it is like, oh well, women they want this, they want that. They're not really hearing what y'all are saying because just like you got the good women who are out here actually trying to develop, men and actually help us progress. You got a lot of women as well who are just trying to benefit from the system. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so,
You can
but
call
you
that
got that,
toxic femininity.
yeah. Yeah. I would get into that, but that ain't the question at hand.
Indeed.
Because I think both sides need to. I think my true belief is both sides are guilty in a lot of ways,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't spend enough time trying to understand each other's viewpoints. It's really just going at each other next, just because nobody really is listening to understand. It's just like I want to argue type stuff. So you know
Pretty
how they
much
go.
everybody wants a gun so they can
Yep,
know what it feel like.
that's what I'm saying. So. But I mean, I feel like he asked you that question, so uh, I just gave my piece on it, but that question was directed for you, so I think that he,
Mm-hmm.
or she, would benefit greatly from that.
I think it was a good question.
It was. This next one's gonna be crazy. So, is it okay to date someone when you are in a happy place when you are not in a happy place in life? I'm currently in a relationship where I was happy in the beginning and hit a rough patch, and it caused me to be mean and low down. I decided to try to leave because my girlfriend didn't deserve that, but she insisted that we stay together. What should I do?
Okay,
You want to go
so
first?
yeah, I go first.
All right.
I think that you should definitely do what is best for you. So I think that to an extent, it is possible to be like to go through your own shit in life and be in a relationship at the same time. But
Mhm.
like they said, once it starts to get to a point where you find yourself becoming abusive, if you will, because you don't know how to process your own toxicity without lashing out in any type of way, you may do need to separate yourself, not even just like really break up with them or whatever, just be like, you know what I'm saying, I just need some time to myself to get it together. But then also you say that and then that person has a what sounds like codependent and or selfish response of like, no, we can stay together. And granted, they might feel like they can help you, like lean on me, like let me help you. But at the same time, you don't want to get caught up in a savior's complex type situation where that person thinks that they can be your savior, that they can change you. You need to be able to work your own way through things and find your own peace. Self soothe yourself. Because if y'all become codependent on each other and y'all find yourself in certain positions where y'all can't be around each other and you don't know what to do for yourself and you fall into this depression and then like then what or y'all get resentful and feeling like, oh, I stopped so much of my life to give to this person, or I suppressed all of this so I could be here for this person, and da 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 da. Like, you just creating more issues for yourself. So it's like if that person can't understand where you're coming from right now, then honestly, they need some time to themselves also to re individualize and figure out why they are really in a relationship. Because you should be like you should need somebody because you love them, not love them because you need
I like that. I thought
them.
it's a good response. Oh,
What do you think?
I think for the guy, I know you probably don't want to hear what JoLee is saying because you want to hear what is going to benefit you and you only right now, or you want us to make the decision for you. And I don't think that that's fair to you or that person that you're dating more so than us because it don't
Mm-hmm.
affect us. But I would say this now. How can I put this? Being a guy that's been in a situation similar to that, a lot of the times you in the storm and you don't realize that you're in the storm. Like you think about a storm. It's clouded, it's chaos, it's a lot going on, um, and you never really stop to think and look at the people who around you is trying to help you because, like I just said, you ain't really trying to hear that. And so I think if you got somebody that's with you right now that's trying, I think you should really reevaluate what you're going through and say to yourself, is it worth leaving? Is this situation worth leaving? Is this a situation where I can, if I'm conscious of the fact that I'm mean, then is it something I can fix? And most of the time, you will notice that if you actually look at that person that you're dating and say, okay, this is somebody I cherish. This is somebody that, I don't want to lose. Because when it's all said and done, you're going to get through your storm. And most of the time, you don't realize it. But once you get through your storm, you really don't realize it until another storm comes. And then you prepare for that storm.
Mm.
And then you sit back and you think about like, dang, I don't been built. I'm battle tested. You know what I'm saying? And then like, just look at it like this. Now, you going through all this chaos, and this person that you dating chose to sit through it with you. They dealing with your chaos. So I think you just look at it like that. I don't have a direct
Mm-hmm,
answer. I
mm-hmm.
think you should just really analyze it and think through it. Kind of like what JoLee was telling you in so many words.
Hmm.
You and
Okay.
your partner, you know, she or he, you know, y'all, it's obvious that y'all love each other. So y'all deserve better than that. What y'all going through right now? That's my take.
Yeah, and honestly, a lot of time, because like you said, I think a lot of people have been in situations like that. But I have also found in personal experience that just taking some time to turn your phone off and just sitting to yourself in the quiet, just letting a little lo-fi beat play or something, but just literally just sitting to yourself in the quiet for an hour or a couple hours or whatever can
Hmm.
really bring real clarity into your life, and you can see things the way that your highest self needs to see it. So that may help. I hope.
Okay. I guess the next question I'm gonna choose is something that's along that line. Which is more important, uh, being in a relationship with your best friend or being with somebody who goal completely aligns with yours? It's tough. It's tough.
um, which do I think is more important? Being with your best friend, I would say being with your best friend
Me too.
because for me personally, I have been with a lot of people whose goals aligned with mine, who are in the same field and all of that. And while it, constitutes for a lot of passion and commonality and good times and all of that, a lot of it was very got very competitive, if you will, in a lot of ways.
Elaborate what you mean by competitive.
So it, if one feels like I ain't gonna say what just came to mind because I don't want to be stereotypical.
I want to say
but
it.
but somebody feels like they should be the pretty one in the relationship. They should be the one that has the spotlight. If the two people can't get to a point where they feel like they can share the stage in that field, and it could be an issue because like your partner becomes your opponent a lot of the time.
You say the best.
And not to mention the overlapping of
Schedules.
that, and like you I found it very beneficial to be able to separate my work from my regular life. And if I'm working and then I gotta come home to somebody else who is also in the field, like bringing your desk home from work with you almost in a lot of ways. So, it can just get really overlapping and messy.
Look, you ain't lied yet. You ain't lied yet. Nah, we I've been in a situation like that where it's like it was just a friendship, like, and we couldn't even be friends because it's like it was me and the girl, So it's you know it was just hard being friends with somebody like that because it was like a business partner. You know what I'm saying? And it was hard then to be friends with somebody who completely aligns with George for me in that situation simply because of we were like trying to be business partners. So this is too. We talk all the time and all that. Like it wasn't a relationship as like boyfriend and girlfriend, but it was like a relationship of like we talking every day. You bump heads. I couldn't imagine doing that with a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't imagine it. Man, being with your best friend, like think about it now. You got best friends. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because I
Like,
also had a friend like that too.
huh?
I said I also had a friend like that too, where our goals align and yeah, just
Yeah. What's the problem that came with it with you? Was it like different motivational styles? You sometimes bump heads up like were y'all
um
trying to be business partners or what?
we were me and this friend in particular, we were like singing, running, and drilling partners. She's an actress too,
Mhm.
and it was just like she is darker than me, and we never had like with each other, no like friction with each other because of that. But other people, when other people say stuff, it can start to cause
And to
uh
think about it,
dissension. Yeah, it causes them to think about it and stuff like that. And so stuff like that, and then also feeling very feeling very protective of creative ideas and things of that nature, and then feeling like, okay, you only calling me to get something out of me. You only calling me because you need insight on a monologue. You only calling me because you need a number to somewhere, or you because you need something. And it's not so much of a friendship anymore. I'm more of a vessel for you to get to the next level.
you perfectly put it. That's how that's what it became. Like it's like why are we competing? Like we
Hmm.
said, though, this is a friend. Man, in a relationship, it's like it would sound cool to be with somebody that thinks exactly like you, that has all the interest in what you do, but like they can also be very detrimental when you're trying to be romantically involved with somebody.
Hmm.
I believe business relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like there's one thing. You work,
Don't
you
mix.
go home. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Just
And I go
don't.
home, like my best friend. Like that mean that best friends. I feel like they compromise. They know what makes you tick. They appreciate you. Y'all do things that
Yeah.
each other like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then it like it can become manipulative without it even like without a person even trying to, because of course self preservation, just as a human being, you trying to do what you need to do.
Hmm.
So, that other person is going through their own stuff and feeling like they in a tight situation. And you come to find out that if they get in a tight situation, they would throw you under the
No, no count.
bus. And that kind of also goes back to like the codependency that I was talking about on the last question, where like I had a situation where me and a significant other that I was with, we were both doing the same exact stuff, going to the same school, taking the same classes, all of that, same performances, working on the same stuff together all the time, all of that. And it got to a point where we were putting more into each other's careers than we were our own, and building up resentment and blame and fault and all of that, and then you just got just it's just
So I go.
yes,
So I go.
I have found it much more peaceful to be with somebody who is similar but has differences because they
Different
see
way you
things
go about
different.
things. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Different business aspirations or career aspirations. But yeah, so I guess I hope they help y'all out. We both agreed. Me and JoLee agreed to um, best friends. Dating your best friend. Don't that just sound more fun? You want to date somebody that's your best friend. You want to do it. You don't want to do all the you know.
Yeah. You get caught up just doing stuff just to be doing it. Because I be noticing some folks will get in relationships with folks just so that they can fight them. And I be like,
So they can do what?
so that they can argue with them. So that they can, like, some people, like, bond off of bickering
Arguing.
and bickering alone. Yes. Like, off drama and stuff. And I've been seeing that more lately. And it's so weird to
Well, if we're
me.
talking about drama, let's go to the next question. Go to the next one. Um, let's see. Let's go to why do women feel like men who are 23 or younger should have it all together financially when they don't themselves?
Okay.
Hmm.
So, first, first of all, I'm gonna say that your feelings are valid because you've experienced whatever you've experienced. However, that sounds like a person who has been surrounded by girls who have had aunties and grandmas who just be like, "Get the bag, baby. Fuck these niggas, baby." And honestly, that's just some old bitter hen talk. Honestly, a person with some sense, not even just a woman, anybody with some sense and some self respect would know that no 23-year-old, no 20 anything year old is going to have it all together. I've heard plenty of 30-year-olds be like, I still don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And they got their own house, marriages, kids, careers, and all of that. And they still be like, I mean, yeah, but I still be out here like, I don't really got it the fuck. I don't one step away from falling off a damn cliff. I don't like, okay. So it's just about one, try speaking nicer to yourself so that you can get to a point of having the confidence to remove those people out your life who are making you feel bad about being. Because nobody knows what they're doing.
So
Nobody.
do that. The earlier question that we had was centered around social media and ruining dating. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
when I was in high school, uh, you're not far behind me, but when I was in high school, you wasn't expected to do, all of this. Even in college,
Mm-hmm.
I was in relationships where I wasn't expected to have everything together. I
Mm-hmm.
did, but I wasn't expected to. And
Mm-hmm.
what's happening now, what I'm starting to see is a lot of young folks are adapting these mindsets of Birkin bag, Birkin
Mm-hmm.
bag. I gotta get a Corvette, you know. I gotta get a shit. Gotta get everything.
I
Ice.
gotta be
They
a
call it
I
ice.
gotta be a millionaire by 25. I gotta be a
Yeah.
billionaire by 28.
I ain't gonna count. I was kinda thinking it too.
Yeah,
13. I mean,
yeah.
being
I
one
definitely have seen that also. There is research to prove that definitely does have an effect.
yeah, I'm watching it. I'm seeing the landscape. Think about it,
Mm-hmm.
it's even different, everything's we have well, I didn't have like access to like social media was big, but it wasn't what it is now.
Yeah.
So like um I think the expectation is there. I think a lot of women I have met a lot of women who want men to have it all together. But being very honest, I know way more men who have women taking care of them than women having men take care of them. I'll be honest with
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you. So
Mm-hmm.
I, I think men
All
are
these
liability.
topics tie into each other.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
always say I think we are liabilities as men. I think we are not, and I ain't even trying to be on all that. They're
I
like, oh,
mean,
you this, you. No, I really say this all the time behind closed doors. Like we are like liabilities. I
yeah.
have people that I'm close with who I tell all the time, like, bro, you are a liability. Like, I know it's wrong. He's in a relationship where they split the bills. What's wrong?
See, I'm outside and I stay in North Byron slash South Jackson, and these bugs, the honey,
You
they be
outside?
in rare form, honey. Mm-hmm.
Outside headboard back there. I thought you was in the room.
That's a catch out here. You see a catch.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's
Well, um, I
a
know a
horse
guy
fly.
who's in a relationship where he is not the breadwinner.
Mhm.
He don't split the bills. He pays like 30% of it. But when he comes home, for real, when he comes home, he expects all of his money that he give to his girlfriend. He expects her to buy groceries, pay all the bills, and give him money to borrow on the back end. And this same guy expects her to cook and clean and do all that. So I tell him all the time, bro, like, what's wrong with you? Like, are you
Especially with my
delusional?
taxes. I think some of it comes from men watching. And that's again going back to men being liabilities because what I'm getting at is that kind of coming from other men abandoning their children and leaving the wives home to take care of everything. So then you have men growing up in households with women who are doing everything and trying to be mama and daddy and just trying their best to put food on the table and make sure that their kids are at peace even in the slightest and not traumatized any more than what they are already subjected to naturally type shit. So then you have a lot of men who interpret that as, oh, women are supposed to take care of me. Women are supposed to bust their ass to do whatever they can for me because that's what my mama did. My mama enabled me. My mama didn't tell me the truth about myself because she wanted me to not cry because my daddy wasn't in the house. My mama just bought me things to pacify me because my daddy wasn't in the house and this, that, and the third, and it was hard and da 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 da. And now you have a lot of men, and in certain situations you have women like that, but in this particular conversation that we're having, you have a lot of men who have interpreted that as my woman is supposed to raise me. My woman is
Yeah.
supposed to be my mama.
They never grow out of it.
It's fucked up. Yeah. Because nobody requires them to. And it also goes back to you being like, where you was talking about earlier, men feeling like they have to impress each other and shit like that. And like, yeah, like men do enable each other a lot. Like on simple stuff, even when it comes down to cheating. You rarely hear it. Like I see posts that be talking about, do women ever tell their friends not to cheat? Da 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 da. Shut up. Society is beating us over the head with it before we even have the opportunity to know what sex is. So please shut up. But like, how often do you honestly hear men check another man about dogging his girl out? About cheating. Like, it's glamorized for men to have hella women and dog their wives out, dog their girls out, be mean to women and shit. But when a man is nice to a woman, a lot of the time you have men who be like, oh, you must be gay or you must be trying to fuck. It's like, you gotta either be gay or that girl has to be your mama or your sister, or you gotta be trying to fuck in order for you to treat her like a human being.
Kinda, kinda. That's kinda.
Trash.
That's kinda. That's being a guy in a nutshell. I mean, you know, because I'm gonna tell you, let me put some down. But you already probably know. You know, being in having. See, I'm a transformed good guy. I'm saying turn good guy. I ain't, but not on the real. On the real, I used to think like that. I used to be like pro everything. Me and you know how you grow up. You know, it's fuck bitches, get money, fuck these hoes type shit. And then like I started going through stuff in life, and I looked around and I saw who was always around me. It was always women. Women always my partners are them. If I was going through something, I couldn't call them. You know what I'm saying? So my thing that I'm saying is a lot of guys they feel like you can't rely on women. Women are selfish. Women are headaches. Women are problems. Women are financial burdens. Women just want what you got. It's six. I mean, I keep going. Like they just feel like women are. They a lot of men don't understand women. I personally I still struggle understanding women, but I understand basic decency. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of guys that just struggle with understanding women, and it's the way we talk. Get your heart broke in middle school. That will fuck you up. Break my heart in middle school. Now I'm going through life hating women and all that. You know how that goes. So
And honestly, that's why a lot of women are like that. That's a lot of the reason why a lot of women are like, "Fuck you, give me the bag," because all we've been taught is to take care of y'all and be for y'all and be for y'all, and y'all are like, just speaking in general, y'all are so quick to give up on us, like get your heart broken middle school and then just treat all the women bad. But women go from fucking preschool getting their fucking heart broke, get their heart broke by their daddy, then turn around and get their heart broke by a slew of other niggas because they just trying to fucking be and give and receive love, goddamn, and constantly put themselves back in it and constantly try to be there for niggas and constantly try to heal them, constantly try to build ourselves up and try to lift everybody up at the same time, and then get turned around and say, oh, women are unreliable. Y'all just want what we got. Da 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 da. When I ain't even asked you for shit. What did I ask you for in the first place? I offered you a whole lot. I gave you a whole lot. I barely got anything in return. I got called a bitch. I got asked for $15 after I just gave you $300 last month. So it's like I noticed black women getting a lot of the blame of white women's historical mistakes. So you know what I'm saying? I think it's a lot of warping that has going on of people's mindsets in general.
You gonna get me thrown off air. Like, hey, look, cause we just talked about it as a guy. Now I gotta tell you, I gotta say something back. I gotta get aggressive. You know what I'm saying? I gotta let you know. Nah, I mean, like, I understand. Like,
Mhm.
I've been around women my whole life. I mean, literally, I have no comeback. I have nothing to say to that. I mean, because it's true. I've seen more men be liabilities than women. I mean, I do see the women that don't have it together, but I break all this down to the simplest form. I just feel like date and marry who works for you. Date
Mhm.
somebody that has like the same goals. Like, like why are you broke aspiring to date a rich person? Like, I see it all the time. Like, why do you have these characteristics that you don't like about somebody else, but you think somebody should date you with those same characteristics? You want to date somebody who's completely different. So I see it all the time. I think we make life harder than it got to be. It's so simple.
Absolutely.
It's so
Absolutely.
simple. See,
And
listen,
I was fixing to say a lot of it just comes from that herd mentality of being so consumed about what other folks are saying, what other folks got going on. Because, like, even going back to the social media thing, a lot of people that be flexing on social media, like Soldier Boy, for instance, man posted a picture of himself with a stack of money and it was copy paper.
oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Like, like, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people do that in more ways than one, or they are doing stuff like the Claremont twins. What they doing is drugging men and leaving them for dead after they snatch their wallet to fund their life. So it's like, is that the type of life that you want to live just to keep up with the Joneses? Like, work on your time.
Mhm. I agree. I think we got time for one more question because what I like about you though, you diving into the questions and you actually giving them uh, a deeply thought about and thought out question. Answer. I'm sorry.
You good?
You
You
actually putting
good?
some effort into your answer and you thinking about it. So because I think we only did like 4 or 5 questions. Normally 4 or 5 questions is done in 15 to 20 minutes. Because I don't argue. Like I always let y'all kind of just tell me your opinion. Your opinion is your opinion. This how you handle this. How you handle it. I'm not here to
Yeah,
change it.
I think we've been very educative and entertaining, so
Yeah.
on a good pile of art.
So I think I'm gonna do two. Because one of them is I think it can be answered quickly. I'm gonna say it for last. So how do you feel about a mother telling their child to let them be wrong in a situation where they are clearly wrong? Question that somebody asks.
Okay, so we kind of discussed what we think this question meant before we started.
Mm-hmm.
So, what I think that the person is trying to ask is basically, what do I think about parents wanting to be enabled by their children in the way of, I'm your mama, so let me talk shit to you. I'm your daddy, I fund your life, so let me go upside your head when I feel like it and tell
Yes.
you not shit.
Yes. I guess what they mean. Yes.
So what I think about that is it's bullshit. And I
You was not
don't.
giving me them vibes earlier. I'm glad you said that. I thought, okay, all right. Because when we
And
talked about it beforehand, you was giving me some other vibes. My fault. I
well,
thought I
yeah,
saw somebody coming in, but I'm listening.
but yeah, it's crap. That's, I hate to say it, but it's some like slave mentality type stuff. Goes back to another one of those things that older generation has fallen down on, becoming what they once despised, and things of that nature. It's like, you don't want nobody holding nothing over your head. You won't want nobody chastising you all day. And I often see too that it be certain parents who go to work and or they're like caretakers or quote unquote, kind of saviors for everybody. They're the people that people come to and drop all their baggage on. And they will entertain that and bite their tongue for their boss, bite their tongue for their own mama, their sisters, and everybody else, and then go home to their kids and dog them and spaz out on them for the slightest thing. And it's no, keep that same energy for your boss. Don't take that home to your kid because it's easy. That's abuse.
Definitely abuse.
Exactly. And you don't have to put your hands on nobody to be abusive. And telling somebody, take my shit because I am who I am, that's abuse. Especially if you hold some type of authority over that person. If your boss treats you that way at work, you have a right to sue them. So why do you think that your child is supposed to take that from you? And what do you think that you are teaching your child when you conduct yourself in that way with them? You teaching them that morals is bullshit. When if I got money and if I got authority and if I do something for somebody, then I don't have to show no respect for myself for them. I don't have to show no dignity. I don't have to treat you like you nobody. I did this for you. I bought you a double cheeseburger at McDonald's. What the fuck I gotta call you by your name for? I call you bitch if I want to because I gave you some of my fries. Like, that's what you teach your kids when you do shit like that.
I agree. I see it the other psychological way. I think that carries over into self-esteem. Mm-hmm. That child grows up and in life they kind of allow people to step over them. They become timid, I remember one time my mom told me she was dead like, I don't want to get into that because this ain't that, but it's a show. Being a guy though, like I'm I don't even get into horoscope things, but I'm a Leo. So if anything, yes, what's
I'm a Leo too, gang.
Oh, so that explains why we get along. There we go. Because I'm strong-minded and strong-willed. Like if I don't believe in something, I'm not gonna do it. If I want something, I'm gonna go get it, and I don't tolerate disrespect for nobody. So that's always been my issue growing up, and like my mom would be wrong in situations. I'm like, Mom, that ain't how you do that. She get mad. I'm like, she admit that she wrong. I'm like, yo, but you just said you wrong, so why you mad? She's like, you wrong. I'm like, I can't do that, Mama.
Like,
I don't know how.
And what type of person would I be if I just let you
be out
carry
here
on like this?
Yeah, come on. Yeah. You know how that go.
Is that how you want to be represented?
Yeah. Let me help you.
Exactly. Totally understand. Because my mama, I remember many times we would be at the grocery store or something, and a kid will walk up, say something to me, or just being, and my mama would be so rude to them or look at them crazy and this and that, and I'd be like, now, if somebody do that with me, you're going to be ready to fight. Mm-hmm. You're going to be ready to go to jail. So why is you talking to people's kids like that?
Then what she tell you?
What? You need to be quiet. No, I'm like, no, because if they mama come over here and be like, catch around, now you done put everybody in danger.
Because look, we are in Jackson. You would get killed. Kid, mama, daddy, grandma, grandpa, pastor, anybody. You would get killed.
To calm down. This is not Grand Theft Auto.
So, I hope that answered y'all question again. The last one, this is about JoLee. Someone said when what?
Don't spit it out.
What? Okay. What do you do to express yourself, particularly in moments when you are depressed? How do you get over that?
I like that question. Okay. So, what do I do? Okay. I do a couple of things. So, I draw. Drawing is very, very, very beneficial to me. When I was going through sort of a depression, like a mental health rock bottom just about, and my last year at Jackson State, and I had the opportunity to take a drawing class. So I was like, let's take that drawing class, child. And got up in there, got the drawing, and it taught me a lot about patience and being patient with myself, being compassionate with myself, and also exceeding my own expectations and understanding that, building my understanding that I'm capable of more than I think. Because it's a lot of times where he would come in and sit something in the middle of the floor and tell us to draw it and just be like, just do it, you know it, do it, and and you just gotta do it. And so I would just have to throw myself out there, have all my utensils, and just do it. Nike at this bit. And going through that really helped me to build my confidence in more ways than just in that sector. And then also being an actress. Now, on the actress side, it takes a little bit more commitment and a little bit more patience and a little bit more, but it does really help because acting entails a lot more than just imitating somebody. You know what I'm saying?
It's not that person.
Yeah, you literally become that person. So it takes a lot of being hella observant and literally learning why human beings do the things that they do. Everything that they do, even down to me wearing black shimmery purple lipstick, down to the way my lip drops down when I say certain words, all the way down to the tiniest details. So going through that type of stuff teaches you a lot about people in general, which in turn teaches you a lot about yourself, which in turn makes you more patient with people, makes you not take everything in life and everything from people so personal. Helps you understand better that a lot of the time other human beings, especially when they're acting a fool, it's a lot going on, but yeah, especially when they're acting a fool and lashing out 9 times out of 10, it has nothing to do with you. It's literally just them going through what they're going through and not knowing how to deal with it, not having the tools, not having the language to express that. So in turn teaching you a lot about compassion. Other things outside of creativity, well, that's creativity. I dance, but also I meditate. I also started committing to yoga, and it is very beneficial. I can feel the healing all through my body and in my spirit and everything. So yeah, that's a bit of what I do. I hope that helped. You could take some inspiration, take some tips and things of that nature. Affirmations are good too. Learn how to speak nicely to yourself.
Yeah, I think that's dope. You actually uh do things that I think a lot of people probably would end up doing. Like a lot of people who are depressed, like they always speak about how acting and dance and music and drawing, it helps them like kind of express themselves a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's dope.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think they can help somebody. What would be
Hey, Larry.
uh
What you finna say?
I don't even know, they just threw me off. um I'm just, why would you, what made you say that? Like where did it come from?
Hey,
Okay,
Larry.
I was just gonna ask, like, what would you recommend somebody to do if they were depressed?
First order of service, I would say to allow yourself to feel what you feel. And one of the best ways to do that is to journal. Like, close your eyes, turn on some lo-fi beats or some music or some binaural beats and just lay back and let yourself feel what you feel, and when the words come to you, write them down and allow yourself to sit in there. Allow yourself to cry. Allow yourself to purge and detox the negativity and the anger out of you if need be. I sometimes take empty glass bottles and just angrily chunk them at walls and shit and break them, and possibly like write stuff on it that I want to release, write people's names on it that I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
putting the pause on or something, and just going ham, things of that nature. So get a punching bag. I plan on investing in a punching bag also, because I just be feeling like, you might have to put the pause on something sometimes, to refrain from putting the pause on people. You know what I'm talking about? So definitely allow yourself to feel it, and so that it can release. Because a lot of the issue when that happens is because of us suppressing emotions and finding something wrong with crying, or we're judging certain emotions that we are feeling and things of that nature because of how people have talked to us or what we've been taught and shit like that. And once you allow yourself to feel it, allow yourself to release it. Talk to yourself, ask yourself questions, ask yourself, why did you do what you do? Why do you react the way that you do? And then in turn, allow your inner voice to respond to you. A lot of it is basically allowing yourself to talk to yourself without judging yourself for what it is that you're saying and feeling. And easy ways to channel that is through, like I said, throwing bottles in, journaling, and then, like I said, doing your meditations, doing yoga. Sometimes you need to force yourself out of bed, and sometimes you need to allow yourself to be human and just lay there and just be and just rest. Because that is something I noticed that we've been taught too, that comes from older generations. It's like we should be working all the time. I don't know who made us feel like we should be working all the time and something is wrong with taking a break.
Yeah, I don't know where it came from.
Sound like a slave mentality.
Mhm.
But yeah, like, understand that taking a break, taking time out for yourself, and resting is all part of the process. It's conducive to the process. It helps you rejuvenate, helps you expand your mindset. When you're tired, you don't perform the best. And sleeping and taking that time off literally recharges you, propels you out to be better. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, I think it should help. I actually agree. Like um, somebody that went through depression, um, I think it sneaks up on you, and like JoLee said, like you really just gotta you gotta listen to yourself, listen to your body. You know, um, you got to do the things that you know you should do, but you don't have the strength to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the hardest part. Really, it's a mind game. That's all. I know if it was easy, nobody would be depressed. So, but if you are currently depressed, I think talking to people is vital, but also taking accountability and looking in yourself and figuring out what you can do to help you get better in that situation. Because only you know the true extent of your situation.
Mm-hmm.
Seek therapy, you know, and
Therapy helps.
if somebody around you is stressing you out, you probably want to let them go as well. So get rid of all of those negative influences around you that may be causing you to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and stop trying to live beyond your means. It's another thing. If you ain't got
Absolutely.
it, you just ain't got it. So
That part.
that part.
That part.
Well, before we wrap it up, JoLee, they don't know that you have a YouTube probably, so you should drop that down for them right
Well,
quick.
let us tell them that I have a YouTube, and the name of it is Venus Pimp Sunkiss. That is Venus space Pimp space Sunkiss. And I do spiritual analysis on different artistic media such as songs, shows, I also do angel number readings. I do general readings. And pretty soon I will be dropping more creative content on there as well, such as dance videos, monologue videos, skits, things of that nature and whatnot. So I hope y'all come through and find something that can educate and entertain you.
For sure. For sure. Well, thank you, JoLee, for coming.
Thank
Uh,
you.
no problem. I'm glad to have you. We've been trying to do this for a minute now, and to answer your question, no, we are not dating.
No,
No, I just met JoLee like a couple days ago. Actually, she she DM'd me back 4 months later. We were supposed to been working together, but she hit me back super late
get it
for
off
an
your
acting
chest.
gig at that.
Get,
So, but
let it
no, we
out.
just
Let it
yeah. But
out.
that's a story for another day. But
You're so gracious to entertain
how's
me.
that?
Said you've been so gracious though to still entertain me.
Oh, for sure. I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed you
Yeah.
too.
So look, I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna holler at you outside of this. But y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to the Jacksonian Media. This is Dorian, out here Dorian on Twitter at Dorian Ducksworth on Instagram, and you got JoLee. You want to tell them one last time?
It is JoLee, and my Instagram is lucky.blaze underscore. My spiritual page is pimp sunkiss, pimp.sunkiss underscore. And of course, the YouTube, Venus Pimp Sunkiss.
Period.
That's all we got. Ain't got no more.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all again, man. Thank y'all.